Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the Fitness Education Online podcast. I am super excited because I've got a very special guest on the line all the way from New York City. A little bit about this person. He helps gym owners and personal trainers integrate systems and strategies so they can grow their income and their impact. He's had over 10 years of business development experience and he's ran multiple studios to over $1 million a year. So without further ado, let me introduce the founder of the Hybrid Launch Program, the one and only Mr. Seshan Nissanka. Seshan, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you?
Yes, I am great. Seshan, I like to start all my podcasts off with a quote or mantra that inspires you or fires you up. Have you got one for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So the one that I live by every single day is Winston Churchill said, "One person with courage is the majority." So that really fires me up because that allows me to ask myself, how much courage do I have every single day to pursue my goals and dreams?
Yes, love that. So I'm a fan of a similar one, Tony Robbins quote. What he
Yeah,
teaches is assuming there's
mhm.
rapport between two people, whoever's more certain is going to win, right?
Yeah,
If there's no rapport, you can't bully someone. It's not going to work, right? But
yeah, yeah,
if there's rapport between two people, if you're more certain, you're going to win. So
yeah.
that's what I love there. So hey, Seshan, I've been following you on Instagram for a little while now. I know what it is you do. But if there's anyone listening to this and they haven't heard of you or they're not sure what you do, give us a quick rundown. What is it you actually do there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I pretty much, my background, real quick, I'll share real quick my background. My background comes from finance and banking. I've done that since I was 18 years old. Absolutely hated it. I thought I was going to be an investment banker, make my fortune, retire at a young age. And I just remember going into my corporate job in San Francisco, California, and just like crying, literally going into the bathroom and crying, right? Because I knew from day one I wanted to be my own boss. So I actually ended up building a marketing company that allowed me to move to Australia, build a company out there. And I realized actually I wanted to get into fitness space. So right now I'm currently helping fitness studio owners, trainers build systems and strategies, just what you said earlier in terms of building their revenue and retention. And this is something that is a big problem. Obviously, with we all know what happened with the pandemic. So there's a lot of studio owners that are hurting right now, and I want to be the one that's getting them into that green line.
Yes, love it. All right, let's get into it and speak about systems because I know that's your thing. I'm a huge fan of them myself. It took me ages to learn it. It was like I used to think I could just do everything on my own. Do everything
Mm,
on my own, and hey, I got okay. But you get burnt out, right? It's like
yeah.
you get to a point and you can't really have that impact. Like if there's
Yep.
just me doing everything, there's only so much I can do. But if there's
Yep.
two people, okay, now there's double the amount of stuff we can do, double the
Yeah.
amount of income, double the amount of impact, double the amount of people we can help, right? But as soon as you got one more person in there, you need systems because it's
Yeah.
not you doing it everything yourself. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to hand it over to you, Seshan. Start where you want to start. Even do a bit of the typical client. When they see you, what do
Yeah.
they look like? What are the common problems they face? Let's start with the problems and then we'll get some
Yeah,
solutions.
absolutely. So one of the biggest things that we that I've recognized with a lot of the clients is they don't necessarily have the systems from day one. You
Mm.
know, a lot of people get into the business of, oh, I just want to make the money, and they don't actually think about scaling up. And what happens is when you're ready to scale up and when you try to build your systems at that point, let's say, 12 months, 18 months from then on, you're actually backtracking your business. You're bringing on new people. You don't have systems for hiring. You don't have any systems for onboarding. And guess what? Now you're doubling your workload, right? So a lot of the clients that come on, one of the first things I actually do is what's called a SWOT analysis, right? It gives me an idea of what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, the threats, the opportunities, the whole shebang, just to give me an idea of where the holes are in your system, and just having a mental shift in terms of let's get ready to scale up. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure you can agree that we all get into the business of what, either sell or retire, right? So you really, really want to build systems in place so that you can actually attract investors to buy you out.
Yes, love it. And even another way I look at it, even if, I mean, I think you should build everything to sell so that you can sell, the business goes there without you. But even if you don't want to sell it, it helps to run a business like that. My definition of a business is that it runs without you there.
Yeah,
You have to be there. It's
yeah,
not a business. You know, you're a sole trader or you've bought
yeah,
yourself a job. And look, there's some more freedom than that, than working for
yeah,
someone else. Yes, you're your own boss, but it's not really a business. A business should
yeah.
run without you there. And
Yeah,
then I think if you can have that mindset shift, and I'm not saying you don't have, I'm not saying you don't have to be there. You might love what you do. That's great. But set the business up so it's there running without you, and then you can do what you want. If you want to go and
yeah,
work harder, great. Go and work harder, do some extra sales, go and give some speeches,
mhm,
go and teach some extra classes, meet some people, do some
yeah,
charity stuff, whatever it is. But at
yeah.
least put yourself in that opportunity. If you don't want to be there, if you don't want to work harder, great. Go and start a whole new business. Go and play golf. Go and sit back on the beach.
Yeah.
Whatever it is there.
Well, I always tell my clients, you don't want to replace, like, I came from a corporate job, so I understand the 9 to 5. I mean, I work, almost 60 hours a week. So you don't want to start a business and replace your business with another job, right?
Mm,
And I think you said it right on the dot. Systems allow you to really scale up and to get your time back. And that's really what we are all going after, right? To be able to build that lifestyle so we can do the things that we want to do. And one of the things that I also recognize with a lot of the clients is, they want to have control over everything,
mm,
right? They want to be the manager, they want to be the visionary, they want to be, the payroll, they want to teach classes. And, you can't be the jack of all trades when you're running a business. And you need to recognize that your ego is your biggest overhead. So until you let go of that ego and recognize you need to hire people, you need to have systems to help you move forward, I think it's a huge mental shift.
agree. I've got my two more of my favorite quotes. These two
Mm,
quotes literally changed my life. I went to a business seminar and they were talking about scaling and systems and
yeah.
whatnot. And quote, like, it was basically two mindset shifts. Where if you have the old mindset, you're never going to be successful, or you're never going to run a business without you there. All right.
Mm,
Number
mhm,
one, it was nobody can do it like me. If
mm.
you have that mindset, you're gone.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
you're done.
It's like if you like, because here's the thing. I think the thing with that is obviously at the start. Okay, if you've done it for 5, 10 years, of course no one's going to do it as good as you. But it's
Yeah,
your job to give them the blueprint
yeah,
and be like, hey, if you do bang, 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 then they're
yeah.
going to do it as good as me. And also, I feel it's a bit of a subconscious thing as well. Where let's just say, let's use a fitness trainer as an example, and you're running
Mhm,
all the sessions yourself and you've tried hiring someone and they suck, running the sessions themselves.
mhm, mhm.
If you think, no one can do it like me, you're probably going to find faults in that person, and be like,
Mhm.
they're not as good as me. See you later, bye. Instead
Yeah,
of just trying to teach them and be like, they can be as good as me if I do this or if I do that. So I think that's one mindset that really helped me. And not just with the marketing, with the sales, you need to, if you've got that mindset, you've gone. You need to get
yeah,
that ego out of the way. And
yeah.
then the other one is it's quicker if I just do it myself. I think
I
that's
love that. I absolutely love that.
and once again, maybe at the start, okay, because
Yeah,
especially if you have the
yeah,
system, because if you've got to hire someone, you've got to write the system, you've got to
yeah,
get the system, teach them how to do it, monitor it. A task that might take you 10 minutes takes you an hour to teach someone else,
yeah.
right? But the first time, then the second time might only take you half an hour
Mhm,
to teach them. And the next time, maybe 20 minutes, then
mhm.
10 minutes. Then you'd never need to do it again in your life. And you just check in once a month to make sure that it's being
Yeah.
done correctly there.
Well, I'll tell you something that you can do right now. If the listeners are looking to hire people, I would suggest start documenting everything you do. Like,
Mm,
just put it on a Google Word
yep.
and just write down every single thing you do, the procedures, the process of things. And guess what? When you're ready to hire your first assistant, or when you're ready to hire someone else to be a right hand or the left hand man, you just pass that on and they take over and they're able to build a manual which can pass on to your employees. It just helps with the training. I think it's all about, I always say, documentation beats conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Just got to always document every single thing you do, because I think that just allows you to cut that time in half in training someone new.
100%. And the way I look at that, like it's common, and not just fitness business owners, every business owner, right? Like they'll hire someone, they'll tell that person what their job is, and then the staff member will forget to do it or do it wrong, and the business owner will get, I told them to do it last week and they didn't do it, And yeah, all right, maybe you told them, but you told them that along with 100 other things that they've just got to try and remember or write down, So the way I look at it is if there was a task that I wanted done and it hasn't gotten done, if I had it written down and it's in the manual or it's in the to-do list on there and we can both see it and they haven't done it, it's their fault. If I haven't written it down, that's my fault. If I tell them offhand, oh, hey, Seshan, can you do this for me? And they don't do it, that's my fault. It's not in the system. I haven't documented it. Or if they do something and it's not the way I wanted it done, it goes back to the manual. Well, hold on. Did I write it in the manual? Oh, shit, I didn't write it in the manual. That's my fault as the business owner.
Yeah.
So
and it's really taking that full responsibility, right? It's just you can't you got to lead by example. And I think a lot of the studio owners that I work with, they jump into this business, the fitness business of making money, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they think that they can just open up a studio and collect a paycheck. But no, at the end of the day, you have to lead by example. I've worked with many studio owners that lead by example, that end up just washing the bathroom or cleaning the bathroom. Just like, you got to lead by example. And if you don't do it, you can't really put that on the manual, because guess what, now there's some miscommunication.
Yes,
right?
Love that. And the other way I like to look at it is, even if I delegate a task to someone else, it's still my responsibility. So everything in the business is my responsibility, but I'll delegate outwards. So let's say whatever it is, let's say it's I don't know, let's use cleaning the bathrooms as an example, right?
Yeah.
It's my job as the owner to make sure the bathrooms are clean, or it's my responsibility to make sure they're clean. How I do it, how I get that done is up to me, whether I do it myself, whether I hire cleaners, whether I pay a staff member, but it's my responsibility to get that done. If I don't do and I'm an outcomes guy. I've got a list of outcomes. Okay, have these been reached? Okay, great. The business is going well. So I'll be able to walk into a bathroom. Okay, what am I looking at here? Here are the 10 things I need to look at. Bang, 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 bang. It's done. Great. Good job. So it's like I'm still responsible for it. I'm checking that it's being done, but I'm not actually doing it myself. Whereas if I didn't do that check of the outcomes, like, does it get done? Does it not get done? Who knows? Is the staff member even going to put in the effort because no one's checking it?
And you're leaving it up to chance. You can't run a business on chance.
Yes. Awesome.
Everything needs to be factual, I believe.
Agree. All right. Let's do a bit of so your ideal client, Seshan, or the most common client. So they're usually a studio owner, would you say?
Yeah. Either one unit or multiple unit studio owners that are looking to either franchise, that are just missing the gaps in the systems. That's my ideal client, that just works maybe like 80, 90, 100 hours a week, right? Because they want to have everything controlled. They know how to do everything themselves. That's my ideal client.
Okay, now question there. So let's run with that. That's perfect. And this will be easy because that used to be me, it was just like, I'm a hard worker, I'm going to work. I'm going to outwork everyone. I'm going to work 100 hours. And look, there can be some examples of that. But there's a difference between working 100 hours yourself or managing a team where they work 100 hours. You can still work 100 hours, but now you've got 200 hours because you've got a team working 100 hours and you're doing the 100 yourself. It's better. Or you don't have to work
working smart.
Yeah, exactly. So now that person there, are they usually a one-person show? They open the gym, they run the classes, they do the admin, they do the sales, they do the marketing. Is that usually who you see?
Yeah, so right now, a couple of my clients are just running the show themselves. We are looking to add on new recruits, new hires into the platform. But mostly, someone who is a owner / general manager that has a head coach, that's sort of my ideal client. They don't necessarily have a general manager themselves. They don't have a lot of coaches, the owners coaching as well as managing the studio. So there's a lot of organizational charts kind of all over the place. Those are the kind of clients I'm currently working with.
Gotcha. So let me get my head around this. Let's even go back a step. Let's say it's just the one person show. They're doing everything. is the first hire they should make a head coach?
So it depends on the scenario, right? So it depends on what you want to, what your strengths are. That's why I love doing a SWOT analysis. So if anyone has never done a SWOT analysis, you literally, you can message me and ask me, and I can just walk you through it. It just allows you to really understand, okay, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. So I always say in a business, there's always a visionary and an integrator, right? So if you're a visionary, your main job is to hire a integrator, right? And if you're an integrator, your job is to obviously hire a visionary that can take the company into the growth scale. But so, for example, if you're the one person running the show and you're just a visionary, you know exactly what you want to do, you're great at member experience, creating the programs, but you suck at systems, guess what? Your first hire should be a manager,
Gotcha.
right? The managers can help you integrate, vice versa, right? So you just have to figure out what your strengths are, and maybe your first hire could be an assistant as well, right? Just to offload a lot of the things that needs to be done. But you just got to figure out where your strengths are, because a lot of owners, what I realize is they're good at so many things, but there's always few things that are you're really good at, and those are the things you want to spend majority of your time, right? 80% of your time. And I think once you recognize that, it's easy to just build a hire out.
Okay, so question on this. So let me think how to put this. Okay, let's just say we simplified it and we said, hey, there's two sides to the business. There's the sales and marketing side to it. How do we get people in and sign them up? And then there's the delivery side of things, hey, how can I actually train these people and run the class and that sort of thing? Now, I think in a traditional model, and what I see a lot of on my end anyway, is usually the trainer will sort of work down the scale. It's like, all right, cool. First thing I'll do is unload the classes and get someone else to teach, and I'll focus on the sales and marketing. Then I'll get someone to do the help with the sales and marketing, and then I'll oversee the whole thing. I've got the sales and marketing over there, the operations over there. Does it always work like that, or can it sometimes work to be like, hey, I'm going to bring someone else to do the sales and the marketing, I do the delivery? Can that work like that?
So I believe that if you're so I always say, as a trainer or studio owner, right, your product is your program, right? That's your product. So if you're delivering your product and you're really goddamn good at it, you need to stick to that and hire a person that can help you with your sales and marketing, right? And there's so many companies out there, third parties, that can help you with the sales and marketing. And the thing is, you got to think about a funnel, right? Traffic, leads, and conversion. So if you're struggling with creating traffic, guess what? You need to hire someone to help you build the awareness, build the traffic, so that way you can come in and close those people out.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So let's break it down a little further then. So let's say we've got on the left-hand side, we've got sales and marketing, but they're two completely different things, sales and marketing.
Completely
different.
It's crazy. I was in a panel once on Clubhouse, and one of the guys were asking, what's more important, sales or marketing? I don't know. What do you think? What's your answer on this?
Look, if I had to answer, I would say sales. I think they're both important, because even if I'm selling, I need someone to sell to. I can be the best salesperson in the world, but if I've got no leads coming in, it's not much point. But the reason why I'll give priority to sales is, if I'm good at sales, all I need is one lead. And I'm not going to close every single lead, don't get me wrong. But like, if I can just get one lead come through, I'm a good chance of closing that lead, and I can make an ROI then and there. Whatever I spend, great. If I suck at sales, I'm going to have to work so hard at marketing. I might need to get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 leads before I make one. So I would probably prioritize sales, but I do think marketing is important. What would you say, Seshan?
I would say sales as well. The only reason is, I mean, we don't get into the business of not-for-profit organizations. We get into the business of making money, and I think it's really important to focus on making that sale. And some people might say, hey, your sales leads come from marketing. Yeah, absolutely. But guess what? You can have all the leads you want. I mean, I work with studios that we get 300, 400, 500 leads coming in every week, and nothing gets closed. And guess what? They just don't know how to sell, right? So I think sales is a really important part, because if you can get really good at sales, you can play the numbers in your favor, right? Instead of talking to 100 people, now you can talk to 10 people and close maybe 2 or 3 people, right? So I think it's really important people understand that.
Yes, agree.
Sorry, I know we kind of
No, that's good. So let's go down that angle. Let's say a trainer's listening to this. They're like, hey, I suck at sales and marketing. You know, I'm going to focus on. Actually, we'll go a step the other way. I'll do a summary and then we'll go from there. So I do think it is easier if you're better at the sales and marketing as the owner. I think it's easier because there's plenty of coaches. They're easy to hire. You know, hire a coach, great, train them up, go that way there. You focus sales and marketing. But if we go the other way, it's a little harder. So we'll spend a minute there. And it's like, all right, cool. You know, as the trainer, you're really good at the product. You want to train people, you want to run the classes, but you want someone else to do the sales and marketing for you. Let's put them in one category to start with, and then we'll go deeper. Then you essentially need to look at it and be like, all right, is it marketing I need help with, or is it sales? And if it's like, all right, cool. Am I getting any traffic, any leads? Okay, cool. I'm getting none of these. I got to bring a marketing person in to bring me leads. But then let's understand those people are just bringing me leads. I still need to close those sales myself, you know? Or it could be the other way. Could be like, hey, you know, I'm really good at the marketing, but I'm not that great at the sales, you know? So I do the marketing, but I need someone to do these sales here. Where I think it can get tricky, and I think it depends which way you go. I'll share my thoughts. Let me know what you think there. I think you need to be able to sell as the studio owner, because I think it's going to be hard. I don't think there's many just closers out there, you know, that you can just be like, you know, oh, I'll hire a team of closers, and you probably have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars if you want to, if you find them and do them. You can bring someone else on to do the sales, but it's probably going to be you that needs to train them up. Or you hire someone and then you'll need to, you know, send them to sales coaching or whatever it may be. But I think it's easier if you learn selling on your own and then teach it to someone else. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I definitely agree. Like either owner or fitness trainer, right? You really, really have to learn how to sell, because one, you know, there's, even if you hire third parties, you're going to end up paying commissions and you're still getting a cut out of whatever profits you make, right? But also you need to understand that at the end of the day, this is your business, right? So if you act in a mindset of, if you're an owner, you're a trainer, your business is making 6-7 figures a year, and all of a sudden your team just vanishes, what do? If your salespeople just quit, and guess what? They have the right to quit. You need to learn to take that business back on. And that's why it's really important, the owner and the trainer, to really understand how to do sales. And, you know, I think a lot of people get scared of sales. And for me personally, I have like almost 20 years of sales experience, and sales is nothing but learning to connect with someone and understanding what their problem is and you providing a solution, right? It's simple as that. And I don't believe in car salespeople. I don't train a lot of my owners to be like that. I don't train a lot of my trainers to be like that. You just need to be genuinely care about their problem and provide the solution. That's what sales is. You know, there's no manipulation game.
Love it. It's like, the way I look at sales is almost like having a conversation with a friend.
Exactly.
So a friend comes up to me, they're like, man, I'm so stressed with my relationship or my fitness or my business, whatever it is. I'll chat. Okay, why is that? Oh yeah, cool, awesome. Hey, this is what I would do. If I was you, I would do this. And if it's a friend, most of us are pretty confident. Most of us sell our friends harder than we sell clients, right? You know?
Isn't it funny how, like, you don't end up selling like sales techniques to your best friends? Like, you just have a normal conversation, right? And if they reject you, guess what? You're going to pursue, because you believe in your solution, right?
And you want to help them. And you want to help them.
You want to help them. You know? Yeah, exactly.
It's like you'll go harder. You know, if I'm speaking to mum, you got to do, mum, do this. I'm not getting any money from it. I just genuinely want my mum to do it because it's going to be better for her. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think most people that have sales problems, that aren't good at sales, maybe it's a salespeople for some, but a lot of them, it's a money problem. It's a money mindset issue.
Yeah.
You know, if they were selling it for free, they'd hard sell the crap out of it.
Absolutely.
But as soon as someone has to give them money, it's nervous and, I feel bad and I don't want to rip them off. And So I think that's important. Yeah, so I think we've got to sell on our own, but I think it's easier to outsource the marketing, because I think as long as you can sell, you can pay someone and be like, hey, just get me, you're a Facebook ad person, you know, here's what I do, you know, just give me a whole heap of leads, get me phone numbers, or get people to book a call with me, or get people to do a free trial, or enter their email, or just get me a phone, get me a conversation with someone, and I'll do the rest, you know, or a Google ads person, you know, hey, you know, great, you do Google ads, cool, you know, go on my Google ads, get me leads, and I'll close them. I think what's important there is a few things. I think, once again, the way I look at that is, still as the business owner, you take responsibility, but you sort of pass that responsibility on. You'd say, hey, Seshan, what am I paying you? $1,000 a month. Okay, great. How much am I putting in ad spend? $1,000 a month. Okay, great. What are you going to deliver me? How many leads are you going to deliver me for that price there? And then from there, you can have that it's not like you just pay someone $1,000 and who knows, I got you clicks or views, or, you know, it's like, what am I paying you for? What's the outcome? Then I can do the math. You say, well, Jono, with give me that and I'll give you 100 leads. I can do the math and be like, okay, my program's $500. You know, I sell 4 of them. Okay, that's broken even. Okay, I sell 8 of them. You know, okay, now I've made extra money. Yeah, I think I can close 80 out of 100. You do the math and it works. Is that how you look at marketing, or how would you look at bringing a marketing person on?
Yeah, so couple of things, you know, in marketing, there's two parts to it. There's organic and there's paid, right? A lot of people think in order for you to get leads, you have to do paid ads. You have to spend $1,500. I mean, when I was running studios, we were spending close to $30,000 just on marketing ads, right? You can build a successful 6-figure business just doing organic marketing, right? And for me, what marketing is really simply awareness, right? How many people that you can get in front of, you know, doing podcast shows, or doing, you know, just some of the things that we used to do, owners, we would do farmers market, you know, corporate events, like all these things. It's all about the awareness of your product, right? And it's how many eyeballs can you put in front of your product. I think that's what marketing is. And obviously, you funnel everybody in to qualify leads and then closing out. But I think marketing at the end of the day is awareness. It's really, really about how many people can you get in front of to share your product.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Well,
and I want to share something real quick too. I think this will be very valuable. So when it comes to sales, I know we talked a little bit about the sales, how, you know, the rejection and all that. I think the number one key in sales is not being attached to the outcome. And I think a lot of us, I know when I first started in banking, when I was, you know, in private banking, when we were selling, I was so attached to a client that I prayed. I literally, at night, I would, you know, get down on my knees and literally pray that this client would get close, right? And in sales, the emotions have no space, right? So you kind of have to get yourself, unattach yourself from the outcome and just play the numbers. You know, I always say play the numbers. If you lack in skill, play the numbers high, and numbers don't lie.
Yes, love it. I'll piggyback off that. So yeah, I heard this from a sales coach when they were teaching rejection. I used to have a little bit of, this person doesn't sign up, they don't like me, yada, yada, yada. And the sales coach was like, that's not rejection. You know, rejection is maybe you've been married to a woman for 40 years and she's cheated on you with your brother, and then, you know, they've left you and taken all your money, and your family's disowned you, and they've taken your kids. That's rejection. Someone saying they don't want to buy your fitness program? Come on. That's putting,
they don't even know you well.
Yeah, exactly. And not even they never want, they just don't want to buy it right now. You know, maybe that might change in a couple of weeks or a couple of months or whatever. So I love that.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. I mean, this is like so many good nuggets here. Another thing is follow-up, right? Fortune is in the follow-up. And I think a lot of salespeople, and this is something I had to learn it the hard way, you close majority of your sales through follow-ups, right? Just because when somebody says no, guess what? You put them on a drip list and you continue, I call it marinate them, right? Same thing, marinate them till they're ready to get grilled. that's that's when I always say this is kind of like a principle I lived by when I was in finance, was the only reason they're going to say you get the right to stop talking to them is if they say they're not completely interested or if they die.
Yeah.
Two things,
Yeah.
right? Other than that, you have the right to follow up with them, because guess what? You have a solution, you have the right to help them, and eventually they'll see the light and they'll always end up coming, and you want them to remember your name. So that's why follow-up is very, very important.
100%. Oh yeah, I'll back that. Let me think if I can piggyback off that. Yeah, I mean, most the first time you contact people, they usually don't even answer their phone, or don't reply to their emails. So if you just do one, you're gone, And I think it's sort of, and I think there's a few, even follow up in many different ways. I feel like, let's say you do call someone and they answer the first time, and they tell me no straight away, I'll still question that. Oh, okay, out of curiosity, why not? I'll even follow up on that first call, right? If they don't answer that first call, hey, I'll send a text and call them back the next day, and then send a text and call them back the next day, and then send a text and call them back the next day, And the only reason I stop is because they've got fresh leads coming in. If I didn't have fresh leads coming in, I'd probably still just keep calling and texting. But if not, there's email. There's a drip, or you send out a weekly email that takes 5 minutes to write an email that goes to everyone there. And like, I've had people that have been like, hey, John, I've been following you for 4 or 5 years, but now I'm finally ready to buy. Just because I haven't given, and I don't call them every day for 5 years. It's emails or it's Facebook or whatever. But yeah, I think that's super important.
And it's, at the end of the day, they want to do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? It's the common thread that we all see. Like, when was the last time you did business with strangers, right? You got to build that relationship, build relationships. And this is something that I always like. I'm a big component of this. So
100%. It's even the way I look at that is, let's say someone inquires, you give them a call, you have a chat, they're not interested. You objection handle, they're still not interested. They want to think about it, they're not interested, whatever, they don't buy there. But, as long as you had that good conversation with them, you've stayed in touch via email, social media, maybe even another call and text message. In 6 months' time, when that person's finally ready to train somewhere, are they going to go and Google some random that they've never heard of, never had anything to do with, don't know anyone? Or are they going to go to you, who actually took the time to speak to them, and they're going to pick you every time? So I think
absolutely.
Important. Now, Seshan, there's a few questions I like to always finish off the podcast with. One of them is around mentors. So you're obviously a mentor for plenty of trainers out there. I'm curious to hear who your mentors have been. And if you could answer this in a few different ways, if you could give us a mentor that you've paid money to and done their course, or hired them as a coach, or whatever it may be, an unpaid mentor, so someone that you follow on social media, or you watch their YouTube videos, or you haven't paid money to them, but you consume some sort of their content, and a book that you recommend every fitness professional who wants to grow their fitness business should read. I can see traction right back there, I think, in your...
Yeah, you see that. That's actually a really good book. That book actually talks about the integrator and visionary. So I'll actually start off with that. So if you actually a individual that's looking to scale your business, definitely read that book, Traction. That's a really good book. It's by Gino Wickman, right? He talks a lot about the EOS system that he has built, and talks about the visionary and integration. So in terms of mentors, I'm a huge believer having a mentor. I've had mentors since I was 21 years old, from banking to marketing to online business. I've had a couple of coaches. In fact, I'll tell you this: when I was in Australia, I met an individual. I forgot his actually first name. It's been so long, and I paid. I believe it was like almost 10 grand or 13 grand to go to Bali for 7 days and get mentored in a business mentorship, right? I believe in
fitness business mentorship, was it?
Yeah, it's a business mentorship.
Chris Duffy? Was it him?
No, it was Jeff something. It's been so long.
Jack DeLosa?
No. Oh man, I'm blanking on the name. I know his first name is Jeff. I apologize for that. But the part that I want you to understand is it wasn't even about. it's not even about the name. It's about how he was able to convey and mentor. That's one of the things I paid. Also paid a online course for marketing. So I strongly believe in having mentors, and mentors, they see things that you can't see, right? I've had mentors that was making $1 million a month to mentors that were making 10K a month. I mean, everybody has a different perspective. So a mentor is anyone. A lot of people think, sorry to go tangent, but a lot of people think mentors should have, they should be a millionaire, they should do that, but mentors should be 10 steps ahead of you. That can be any mentor, online, in person. Obviously the income is a justification that they're doing something right. But yeah, just always remember that the mentor should always lead by example and always be 10 steps ahead of you. So
awesome. What about
hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, well, can you give us
It's like a long haul.
Just one unpaid mentor? Who's the best person to follow on social media? Apart from yourself, obviously go and
of course, follow me, right?
Seshan.
I think the best. Who do I actually? There's a gentleman. Oh, there's a gentleman by the name of James Redmore. He's one of my individual. Like, he's an individual that made a huge um, impact. Because just the way from his thinking mindset, I think he's a great individual. Man, there's Alex Hamanzi in the business fitness space. He's great. I mean, there's so many individuals, right, that have paved the way. But I really do look up to those two individuals, and it's their mindset that I'm attracted to. So,
yes, love it. Okay, and Seshan, if someone's listening to this and they're like, okay, this guy's cool, I want to follow him, is the best place your Instagram? Is that where we should reach out?
Yeah, just reach me out, send me a DM, always say hi. I would love to connect with new people. Just send me a DM.
Awesome. And it is Seshan.Nissanka?
Yeah, Seshan.Nissanka. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook. You can find me on all the social media platforms.
Awesome. And I'll put those links in the show notes. Seshan, that's pretty much all I wanted to get through for today. Is there anything I should have asked you but didn't? Or is there anything you want to finish us off with?
I think the biggest thing, I'll finish it off with what we started, one person with courage is a majority. So if you always have this fear and the anxiety, and I'm someone that had to go through my experience of fear and anxiety, always ask yourself, if you're 10 times bolder, what would you do? Right? Every morning, if you're fearful of taking action, fearful of, answering a phone call or making that sales call, ask that question. If I'm 10 times bolder, or if I'm 10 times more courageous, what would I do? And just listen to what your mind would throw out, because those are the answers that you need to follow through. And I think that question has saved me so many times in facing the rejection. So that's the last thing I want to say.
Love it. Love that. And it's
hey, thank you so much for your time too. I absolutely appreciate you having me on here.
No, I'm glad you came on. I love that finisher, because it's sort of like, if you say, if I was 10 times bolder, what would I do? And if you just do those things, hey, within a couple of weeks, you're going to be 10 times bolder.
Exactly.
If you work, you've done the things. And keep asking that question. Hey, within a year, you're going to be 1,000 times, and compound from there.
I'm a huge believer. Courage can take you so far out in life. Courage is, courage to make the phone call, courage to ask a girl out at the bar, right? It's just all takes up that nudge, the courage to do that first, because once you do it first time, second, third time, it's just now practice. It's like, okay, now let's perfect it, right? So
love it. Awesome. All right, well, Seshan, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Jono. Appreciate you.